today we'll talk about change. A very simple word, but it has a very big impact on our lives. The first and the foremost change occurs, as we know from the past sessions, is in the mind. But does it really occur on the mind? No. It occurs from your spirit because you are growing on this planet Earth as a soul. So when one lesson of your soul ends, the next begins. And to begin, something has to end. And when something ends, it has always an element of pain in it. So whenever you are really in the change phase, it starts with pain. The universe creates a situation around you, even if you are at workplace, or even if you are at your home with family members, or even if you are having your own business, or you are in school studying. Everything around you becomes so painful that you are unable to take the pain inside you. That is when your soul steps up. It transmutes that pain, helping you realize that you have to change the pattern of your life or the habit in which you are living with. Example: if you don't want to study today for an exam, it is helping you to understand that you have to learn to know what you like and what you don't like. Yes, the curriculum today in the school says that you have to study everything. So you'll study, but your soul will realize that this is not what you're good at, or this might need some polishing, or even if you have polished that, you are not interested to study that subject. That is when you accept the things that yes, this subject is not to your liking, or this workplace or the work that you're doing today is not to your liking anymore. Thus, you learn two things. You know what you like, you know what you don't like. You also know that if you accept what you don't like or the situation, you'll not resist the change, but you'll welcome the change. So this is a very simple example to understand that change starts from within. And that change, you cannot bring that voluntarily. It is a very natural change because your soul understands nature. It is connected to the elements of the nature and the energy around it. The second thing is, if you resist that change to happen to you, you will become more and more painful. You'll be in so much pain that there would be a day when you'll say, okay, I don't want this anymore. That situation is helping you to understand that now you really need to understand what gives you pain and how did you shift in this pain zone. Why? Because you were not ready to leave that place or that subject or that work that you were doing. So the universe was pushing you through that pain, helping you to understand the lesson that you must have realized before that pain actually came to that depth level. It was helping you to understand that if you don't leave things at this end, things will become more painful. Or find a way to break that pattern so that you become so strong inside from your mind that the other things don't affect you. That is also a lesson. So it is like either learn this or either learn that. So everything comes back to your learning. So the change begins at the soul level when your soul journey pushes you to the next chapter of your life. So change is not easy. It takes a lot of courage, first to accept, second to understand why this pain is coming to me, third to be in your zone. And when you are in that zone, it is not easy to break away the old habits or the old pattern of living. And also you are transitioning into a new phase where new things are coming, so you are in state of, I would say, you are a middleman. You are unable to just immediately step to the next state. You are in transition mode and you're not able to step on this new chapter of your life just immediately. So every point when that change curve is happening, it will teach you a lesson. First, it will teach you you are actually addressing or having pain. The second is you'll question why you are having pain. The third is how do you change that pattern of the thought or come out of that pain. The fourth is, okay, I have broken that pattern. Now, next is what? So, your mind is in training to revolutionize in that pain or going through transformation. So when you'll understand, okay, next is this what you have to do. Either you have to move out for the job, find a new job, go away from home, take a refuge somewhere, spend time alone, or change your career, or start a new thing, or meet new people. So that push you'll understand from patience. So that middleman stage will teach you patience. The next step is how to build up on the new thing. So now the old has gone, the new thing, the new subjects. You'll pick up those subjects or the places or the workplace or anything that is requiring change when things start to flow. So the resistance was ended, now the things are flowing. Now you are adapting to the change of the flow. So this change also, it is like you are setting up into a new set of people, new set of energy, new set of vibration. So this cannot also happen just like Zoom. This also takes a little time, and that time is like how well you have adapted. So at that time you need to learn how to adapt. So these are the lessons that the change brings within you. So change is not easy, but it will take you to where you have always wanted to see yourself. Now coming back to nature, as I said, your soul is a part of a nature. It is the whole universe inside you. Now, to change the habit, compare that habit with the change of the season, or compare that habit with the change of the colors of the leaves in the tree. What happens is, when from the autumn the winter starts, the autumn leaves are already yellow in color and they're falling. Why they're falling? Because they're in preparation of the winter season. So when the fall is supposed to end, the tree is getting the same nutrients, but still the leaves are falling. Why it is falling? Because the essence of the energy inside, that is the reproductive energy, that is changing. The energy of creativity and actually the feeding from where the earth is giving the tree, that is changing. Because the nutrients are also changing because of the season, right? The sunlight, the water, everything is changing from outside in the autumn season. So when that element of the basic necessity to that tree is changing, the pigment of the leaves change, they fall, and during the whole winter the tree survives. Why the tree survives? Because the autumn cusp and the winter cusp that had connected together, they were in the preparation for the tree to shed the leaves from the tree and to begin winter. And in winter, the tree just stands. Why? Because it has got a layer of protection around it, where it is just standing or it dies in winters. So it is a cycle of life and death, death and life, life and death. So I've brought this example today because this resonates with the change that you have in life. The change might be small or big, but at a very subatomic level, from a standpoint of your consciousness, your mindset, everything is like a chain. So the first thing is the old will die, the old will shed. You come in the float, accept, you start to flow in the new. So when these things happen, a lot of patience is required. So ultimately, it gives you all the lessons that you need to have for the next phase or the next chapter or the next new thing in your life, so that you bloom again. So, this is the nature of the life, and this is the true nature of your living.